everyone, I'm Nazarat Fatima. Welcome to Livelaw. There has been an alarming increase in episodes of lynching and mob violence against Muslims, particularly by cow vigilantes. Surprisingly, the incidents continue to happen despite the ruling in Tehseen Poonawalla case, in which the court had issued comprehensive guidelines to the union and state governments regarding the prevention of lynching and mob violence. The Tehseen Poonawalla judgment was delivered 5 years ago in 2018. And the court had, while taking note of the rising threat of lynching and mob violence, observed, and I quote, "There has been an unfortunate litany of spiraling mob violence and agonized horror, presenting a grim and gruesome picture that compels us to reflect whether the populace of a great republic like ours has lost the values of tolerance to sustain a diverse culture. Besides bystander apathy, numbness of the mute spectators of the scene of the crime, inertia of the law enforcing machinery to prevent such crimes and nip them in the bud, and grandstanding of the incident by the perpetrators of the crimes, including in the social media, aggravates the entire problem. One must constantly remind oneself that an attitude of morbid intolerance is absolutely intolerable and agonizingly painful." In relation to the repeated incidents of lynching, a petition has been filed by the National Federation of Indian Women. The Supreme Court of India issued notice in the PIL today on 28th of July. A bench of Justices B.R. Gavai and Justice J.B. Pardiwala sought the response of the Union Home Ministry and the police chiefs of the states of Maharashtra, Orissa, Rajasthan, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Haryana after senior advocate Kapil Sibal, appearing on behalf of the NFIW, insisted that invoking the jurisdiction of all the high courts would be futile. Let's look into the background of this issue in brevity. To begin with, the petition mentions the incidents of lynching in various parts of the country. Recently, an incident of lynching took place in the Saran district of Bihar, where a 55-year-old truck driver named Jaharuddin was lynched by a mob on the suspicion of carrying beef. Earlier, 2 separate incidents of lynching had taken place in Nashik, Maharashtra. The petition also makes a mention of a 23-year-old Lukman Ansari, a daily wage earner who was lynched by members of the Rashtriya Bajrang Dal for transporting 2 cows. The petition says that there has also been a shocking upsurge in incidents of mob violence and mentions an event that took place in Bhubaneswar, wherein a Hindu mob carried out a violent attack against 2 Muslim young men. As per its mention in the petition, the victims were restrained using ropes and subjected to a savage assault. They were forcibly made to chant the phrase Jai Shri Ram and were further humiliated by being compelled to walk through piles of garbage. Another incident mentioned is the one that took place in Kota, Rajasthan. A bus carrying several Hajj pilgrims were attacked by a violent Hindutva mob. According to the victims, the Hindu mob pelted stones on the bus, which injured the bus driver, children and the women on board. The petitioners urged the top court to issue a mandamus to the concerned authorities to take immediate action in terms of the findings and directions in Tehseen Poonawalla judgment to address the growing problem. The organization has also alleged that the state machinery has consistently failed to take adequate preventive measures to curb the menace of lynching and mob violence, despite a ruling of the Supreme Court that the state has a sacrosanct duty to protect its citizens from unruly elements and perpetrators of orchestrated lynching and vigilantism. The petitioner has further submitted that the incidents of mob lynching and cow vigilantism should be seen as a result of the false propaganda against minorities, which is spread by means of public events as well as on social media channels, news channels and films. Besides praying for a writ of mandamus seeking the enforcement of the Tehseen Poonawalla guidelines, the National Federation of Indian Women has also sought immediate relief for the lynching victims by asking for a portion of the total amount of compensation to be granted to the victims or their families immediately after the incident as interim compensation. That's all about it for now. We hope you like our content. If you do, please like and share our videos. Also subscribe to our channel on YouTube and don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Thank you for watching.